Hey y'all, it's me, Holly. Welcome back. I'm super excited because this week, as we continue to talk about friendship, remember, this is the sign for friend. Did you guys remember that from last week? All right. As we continue to talk about friendship, we are starting to learn what makes a good friend, how we become a good friend, and really, if we're looking for these qualities in other people, we want to be that for somebody else, right? We want to be a good brother, a good sister. We can be friends with our siblings too. And sometimes a friend outside of the family becomes so close, it feels like a brother or a sister. And part of that, we're going to learn about David and Jonathan and the promises that they had to keep each other safe and to look out for one another, keep each other's, get each other's back kind of thing, right? And so as they go on in their relationship and their friendship, they have to keep promises. And sometimes when you make a friend that is closer than a brother, you have to keep promises. It sounds really simple, but the truth is it can get a little tricky when there's gray area in your life and different experiences that happen. So today we're going to learn about Jonathan and David and the friendship that they're building and the promises that they need to do to keep their friendship healthy. It's not always easy, but it's so worth it. How are you guys doing with your friendships? Are you being the kind of friend that you need to be for others? Are you being the kind of friend that you look for in others? I hope so, and we're here to help. It doesn't matter how old you are, because we all need friends. We were not called to do this walk with Jesus alone. And the beautiful thing is, our best friend is Jesus. And he's here to help, and he's written and allowed so many books and people who have gone before us to do this. I hope we can do this together. Can't wait to see you guys this Saturday. If you haven't, let me know. You can still come. 6:30 to 9 p.m. is our movie night. We're meeting in the church. Show up at 6:30. We're going to get started right away because parents are going to pick you up right at 9. It's movie night. We're probably watching Super Mario. And we're going to have some fun treats. Don't forget to bring and wear your PJs. It is National Teddy Bear Day, so no shame in bringing your favorite stuffy. And bring your sleeping bag or a blanket, okay? We'll see you there 6:30 this Saturday. Otherwise, see you on Sunday at 9 or 10:30. We love you guys. Keep working hard on being good friends. Talk to you soon.
The story before the story.
Today, we're in the books of 1st and 2nd Samuel, which tell the story of David, who was called a man after God's own heart.
While David was still a boy, God chose a man named Saul to rule over Israel, but Saul didn't listen to God.
So, God sent the prophet Samuel to anoint David as a sign that he would one day be king of Israel. Though David started out as a shepherd, he caught Saul's attention when he faced down a huge giant.
After that, King Saul appointed David as both the leader of his armies and his personal musician.
God blessed David, and he won many battles. The people loved him. David even became best friends with Saul's son, Jonathan.
But the people loved David so much that Saul became jealous. He wanted to get rid of David.
And that's where our story starts.
Take it away!
Hey everyone, I'm Padma.
Hi!
Today, we have a thrilling tale of friendship and promises. Promises broken and promises kept. As David grew in popularity, King Saul became so jealous that he gave orders for David to be killed. As David's best friend, Jonathan ran to warn David.
My father is looking for a chance to kill you. Find a place to hide in the field. My father and I will come and stand there. I'll speak to him about you, and then I'll tell you what I find out.
Jonathan begged his father not to hurt David.
Please, don't do anything to harm David. He hasn't done anything to harm you, and what he's done has helped you a lot.
Saul listened to Jonathan and promised.
You can be sure that David will not be put to death.
Jonathan told David, so David returned to the palace. But Saul didn't keep his promise. One night, Saul's jealousy of David became so great that he picked up a spear and hurled it at David. Soon after, David went to find Jonathan.
What have I done? What is my crime that your father's trying to kill me?
Never! My father wouldn't kill you, he promised.
I'm telling you the truth. Look, tomorrow's the new moon feast. Talk to your father while I hide in the field. If he's not trying to kill me, come and tell me. But if he is...
I'll let you know. I promise. But in return, please, always be kind to me as long as I live, and never stop being kind to my family.
I promise.
Jonathan kept his promise. He returned to his father and discovered that Saul really did want to kill David. And the moment he found out, he warned his friend so David could flee far away. Years passed. David escaped Saul again and again until one day, Saul and Jonathan were both killed during a battle. David was heartbroken over the death of his best friend. He mourned for days, but eventually, David was made king in Saul's place. When David was king, he remembered the promise he made to take care of Jonathan's family.
My friend Jonathan is gone. Is there anyone still left of his household? God has been very kind to me, and I would like to be kind to that person as well.
Jonathan's son Mephibosheth is still alive. He's unable to walk because of an injury he received as a child.
Bring him here, so I can keep my promise to Jonathan and show him the Lord's kindness.
David had Mephibosheth brought to the palace and welcomed him with open arms.
Who am I that you should pay attention to me?
Don't be afraid. You can be sure that I will be kind to you because of your father, Jonathan. I'll give you all the land that belonged to your grandfather, Saul, and I'll always provide whatever you need.
Some people looked down on Mephibosheth because he couldn't walk, but David made Mephibosheth a permanent member of his royal household, keeping the promise he made to his friend Jonathan all those years before. The end.
Okay, that was pretty epic.
I know, right?
So, what's our part in the story?
Well, to start with, we can remember how God has always kept promises to us. God promised to send us a Savior and then followed through by sending Jesus. And just as Jonathan and David kept their promises to each other, we can make sure to keep our promises to our friends as well.
Keeping your promises helps build trust between you and your friends. It can help friendships grow.
Right. Like, say you borrow a toy or a game from a friend and promise to give it back the next day. Make sure you don't accidentally leave it at home.
Speaking of, here's the pen you lent me.
Thanks. Or say you promise to let your friend pick the next game when you guys play together.
Even if you really don't like the game your friend chooses, it's important to keep your promise and give him a turn.
I think you've got it. See you next time.
Bye.
So here's the thing. Friends keep their promises.
Everybody, everywhere, needs a friend who is always there. Jesus, you are the one, 'cause you showed me that you always care. When you gave your life and you rescued mine, you showed that you really do love me. So every step I take and the words I say will be filled with your love so the world can see. I wanna be the kind of friend that you are to me, Jesus. 'Cause I'm gonna be what you said to be. I know I can be, 'cause you are my friend. I'll say it again. You are my friend. I'll say it again. needs a friend